Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to another episode of Channel Your Light with myself, Erin Chandler. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I wish to share with you a channel that I did, I want to say about a month ago. Sometimes when I channel, I am writing. Channels just naturally flow through. It switches the energy naturally, particularly when it's just general wisdom and knowledge coming from the divine, coming from my daughter Ava, coming from my higher self, coming from the Galactic Federation of Light and all the ascended masters and those in disembodied spirit form who are really here to help us move through these transitions. And I was told to share this implicitly, so I will. The idea or the ideation or concept of this channel was surrounded around two things. Beggars cannot be choosers, and the meaning of life. Both of these things are encompassed within this channel. So let us begin. The meaning of life is truly whatever you make it. In other words, you and I could stand on the edge of a mountain side by side. We could be looking down on the valleys and up at the peaks of the mountain. Both of our eyes will be seeing the same snow-capped peaks and also seeing the same river below. Both of our eyes seeing the same landscape, both of our feet planted on the same mountaintop, both of our beings breathing in the same air with every breath and exhaling in an interchange with each other and the divine and the same air that the mountains breathe and the trees breathe and the river flows through. And yet, my eyes will be drawn to the sparkling snow that glints from the sun, igniting my heart and creativity. But your eyes, they will be drawn to the river as it moves rapidly around the rocks. And that will ignite in you the manifestation of creativity. It will ignite in you the momentum and flow of life. The meaning to me, vastly different than the meaning to you. Same landscape, yet completely different perspectives, completely different things that we are drawn to, and completely different meanings that we have attributed it to. Sometimes in life, we make meaning out of things, meaning that brings us out of the mud and strengthens our hope and our hearts. And other times, we make meaning of things that sucks us down back into the quicksand, that gives a momentum that does not honor our hearts. It does not make us feel like we need to create. It does not bring us joy. It brings us sorrow and sadness and suffering. Sometimes the things we make meaning of, the meaning we have given it, blinds us to the true meaning. So if the meaning of life, or whatever we make of life itself, is solely from thine eyes, thine heart, our paths, all that is known for the soul of you, what meaning did we give it? What was awakened from you because of that labeled meaning? How are you operating because of the meaning that you gave something? Does it hurt you? Or does it heal you? Is it half the truth or the whole truth? Is it duplistic or is it genuinely innocent? Is it the eyes of wonder that the child sees with? Or is it the eyes of fear, hurt, pain, disappointments? Does the meaning you gave that thing, that feeling, that experience, bring you closer to divinity, to truth, or to light? Or does it separate you? Does it make you feel further away from? Does the meaning leave a bitter taste in your mouth? Does it make you spit words of anger? Does it make you want to hide? If the meaning of life is in accordance with whatever you choose it to mean to you, the choice of the meaning is the actual key. because beggars can't be choosers. This is why the choice of the meaning that you give it is the key to your undoing. I'm hearing from the Little Mermaid right now in the middle of this channel. It's the key to Triton's undoing, the key to a king's undoing, according to the witch, is when you masterfully manipulate for somebody to choose the negative, choose the label that is half the truth, choose a perspective that is from wounding. We stay there. But when we recognize that I hold the trident, it is my choice. I get to decide and discern what choice I make in every single moment. And yes, it's a choice to continue down the same path of the meaning that takes you further away from, separate from. It is also a choice to take you to the meaning and the label, to don a new lens, to view it from a different perspective. For freedom, freedom, that's the key. Choice is the key. You get to decide what meaning you give it. And the signs and omens and feelings and thoughts that are divinely planted onto each and every one of your paths, they are leading you, they are guiding you, they are your soul's guideposts. So if you're going down the path that you don't want to be on, don't be a beggar and continue to follow it. Make a choice. These are your guideposts showing you, go this way or go that way. That doesn't feel good. That does feel good. This has a mislabeled or distorted meaning, or this has true meaning to it. Remember that your choice for one meaning can easily allow you to choose a deeper, wider, higher meaning beyond the world in front of your eyes, beyond the measure of the moment that you labeled with a specific meaning. Sometimes we relive moments because we've attached a meaning to it that does not serve us or holds a lesson that brings us deeper into ourselves. But remember, they are just moments. This too shall pass, I am hearing from the Lord. This too shall pass, and the moment's meaning will change. But only if you know, only if you allow it to. Beggars cannot be choosers, because choosers choose the meaning once they've observed it. Choosers don't accept the meaning that everyone else will give it based on opinions, based on labels, based on their own wounding and their own paths. Choosers choose the meaning that is the best for them. Choosers know that they do not have to choose a label, a meaning prematurely. They observe. They understand that they have the power to choose. They don't allow someone else to choose for them. Choosers have patience, choosing with their highest power, and the many angles of the view, the many perceptions that we could look at it from. In other words, viewing from all the dimensions, viewing from the different perspectives, standing in different shoes, standing from a different, I'm seeing an observatory. It's like taking the telescope and moving it. I can view this angle and this view, or I can view this one, which is a 360-degree view, but it's slightly different. I can view from 10 degrees below, or I can view from 10 degrees above. I can view it straight on. So the question is, what have you chosen to make your life mean? What have you chosen to make your experiences mean? Where have you been passive in choosing and allowed others to choose for you, decide for you, label for you? What have you chosen as a limitation that puts you in the back seat of your car rather than the driver's seat? Did you choose to actually be the beggar, giving away your power, giving away your choices to another? Remember, beggars cannot be choosers. Meaning only exists when one gives it a meaning. And not everything has meaning to you. Yet everything in the net of light, the collective consciousness on this earth plane, all of it has a meaning and a purpose. But all of those meanings aren't necessarily a meaning for you. And when we go back to you and I standing on the edge of the mountain looking down, both of our meanings are different. And so too must they be. They need to be different. We are billions of souls experiencing things in different ways, from different views on different paths. We are choosers from all walks of life, rising up upon the earth plane, offering different meanings and different paths and different rivers and different mountains. To me, a chooser rises, being the example to others to step into their choosing role or the choice perspective, particularly offering it to those that chose to be in the back seat and maybe didn't even know they were in the back seat. Sometimes we are oblivious to the fact that we have chosen to allow another to choose for us. We are oblivious to the fact that we have chosen to allow ourselves to be taken down someone else's path, someone else's dream. Sometimes we don't even know that we literally gave our power to someone else to choose for us. Sometimes we don't even know it. It is a choice to sit in the back seat. It is a choice to go along with someone. It is a choice not to think for yourself. It is a choice not to do the thing you know you need to do. And it is a choice to do the things you need to do. It is a choice to sit in the driver's seat. The choice is always in the driver's seat. I can't make a choice from the back seat. I can give an opinion. I can give an option. I can give a perception. I can give an offering of wisdom or information. But it's the person that's sitting in the driver's seat that gets to choose because they're driving. The chooser understands that there may be multiple roads. Some of those roads are going to be flooded. Some of them are going to be blocked. Some of them are going to be sunken down a sinkhole. I'm seeing multiple sinkholes everywhere. That's a reference for the earth plane. I'm being told right now they're happening left, right, and center, landslides and sinkholes. That's very, very clear to me right now, but a sinkhole is very specific because some of the roads that we are going to take as choosers in the driver's seat, some of them are hidden at first glance. Some of them, we're going to drive past them, not even realizing that path was there because it was hidden by something, because we thought it was a tree, but really it was a bush, because we thought it wasn't a path, not realizing we were there to take the machete and create the path, cut away the debris and brush, find the hidden. Because the hidden and the treasure is not always obvious. The road we are supposed to take is not always obvious. And sometimes it's the person sitting in the back seat that says, hey, while you were driving straight, I saw over there was a pathway that I think we're supposed to take. It's up to the driver to say, let me back that up and see that path. Let me continue and circle around to see if I can see it. The person in the driver's seat is actually the person that decides whether or not they listen to the person in the back seat. And if you're in the back seat and you want to go down that hidden path, you need to get out of the car and get into the driver's seat and drive down that path yourself. That's a very specific message for somebody right there, because some of this stuff is not included in this written channel. I'm just rolling with spirit. And so take that as it resonates. You will know if that's for yours. Get out of the passenger seat. You saw the hidden path because it's for you, not for the driver. Get into your own car, turn around, and drive down that path that you are meant to drive down because it's yours. I'm also being told this. Ava says, some of you have been in the passenger seat because the driver was going to go past the path that you needed to see, and you wouldn't have seen it if you were driving. This is your bus stop. I'm seeing the bus stop. This is your stop to get out here because that path was yours. So I'm being told, don't beat yourself up if you've been in the passenger seat or the back seat. You had to be in order to see the hidden path that the driver was going to drive by. But you must get out and follow the path. I'm hearing spirit, your guides are like, you must get out and follow the path. Don't continue on as a passenger. When you see that hidden path, when you see that road and you know it's yours, that's when it's time to get out. That's when it's time to become the driver. Sometimes we're passengers in other people's cars. I'm being referenced to intuitives and guides and healers and gurus. Sometimes you're the passenger in their car for a little bit, not because you're supposed to follow them and what they do, but because they're actually going to take you to the steps that you need, the understandings that you need, so that when you see the path that's yours, you have the foundations to get out and follow it. You've been activated to follow it. So don't get angry at the driver that they're not stopping. You need to ask the driver to stop and get out, or you need to simply just choose to get out. The driver is not going to choose your path for you. You have to be the driver to choose your path. The chooser decides the meaning of the obstacles, the meaning of the place that they sit in the car. For whatever meaning they give it, determines how they move around it, if they move around it, if they stop the car, or if they just keep going in somebody else's car. So the question is, why do we sit in contemplation? So that we can unravel all the distortions, limits, and perceptions we've given ourselves. That's when we see, does the meaning require climbing this mountain, this obstacle? Does the meaning require us to blast through it? Or does the meaning we've given it, does it ask us to gently move around it? Perhaps the meaning is, it's time to get out of the car and get into the driver's seat of my own car. The chooser is the decider of the meaning, and the meaning determines the action or the non-action. The meaning can expand us or it can contract us. It can bring evolution or we can do the opposition of involution. Neither is wrong. There's simply a choice. As the chooser, you have to ascertain or assess, is this choice going to result that I want or I do not want? It is going to make me find something deeper in the contraction, or am I going to find something more meaningful in the expansion? There is no wrong choice. There's only the evaluation, recognition, understanding, and awareness of how our choices impact us and others, what road or path they may take us down. From a sixth dimensional perspective, and many of the other higher dimensions, this is one of the profound abilities, is to be able to say, I want to make this choice. Now here are all the roads that it may take me down. Here is the effect of my cause. Do I want that? Here is the effect of that cause and the effect of that cause. Which one propels me to my greatest, highest self, my deepest truth, my most joy, my most epic freedom? Which one? The meaning we choose can take us down a long and winding road, or it can be a swift conquering down a straight and arrowed path. Follow your arrow wherever it points. Neither road or way is right or wrong. It is simply the meaning one is chosen. And if the path, the thought, the worry, the anxiety, the mountain, the feelings are a result of the meaning one has given that one no longer wishes to experience, this is when one must realize that they can choose a different meaning. For the meaning of your life is given and labeled by you, and all other meanings labeled by others will fall short to the meaning that it has for you, for your soul, because it's your meaning. All the others are simply passengers. They're simply extras in the movie. You're the main role. You're the driver. You're the chooser. So once again, the question is, what have you chosen to make something in your life mean that doesn't serve you, that perhaps isn't the whole picture, that perhaps comes from a place of wounding? And is there another meaning waiting for you to see it? Is there another meaning it can be given at this time? And then there are those that choose the meaning of nothing, to not give it a meaning at all or a label of something, choosing for the nothingness to roll through them. At that moment, emptiness is the word I'm hearing, emptiness. For nothing is a choice, and emptiness is a choice of choosers too. And something begets something, just as nothing begets nothing. When the meaning is nothing, there is a beauty in this. Because when something means nothing, it also holds no power, no attachment. And the meaning of something, when we attach a meaning to something, you are actually giving it power, based on the meaning you've labeled it with. Again, there is no right or wrong in the meaning you've given something or the choice. There is simply the meaning you assign and the effect or result of what that choice of meaning leads to. And I believe that when we choose to see another's view, it is because we have chosen to choose. We are choosing to change the view. We are choosing to be more than, instead of our old choices to be less than. When we change the viewpoints, the lens we are looking through, we naturally are able to effortlessly align and change the meaning, which changes the understanding, which then changes the feeling and the thoughts associated with it, which then changes the direction and the path forwards and the trajectory of momentum. And when we can change that, we can change anything. So if the meaning you've labeled things with leaves you feeling like a beggar, the passenger, with unhealthy, distorted attachments that make you feel crappy, that take away your power, that leave you feeling powerless, perhaps it's time to view, see, and open to a new meaning and a new perspective. Perhaps it's time for the beggars to choose. Perhaps it's time for some of you that are choosers to choose a new meaning altogether, building on the original choices you've made. For the chooser knows that the meaning of their life is solely up to them, and we always get to choose differently. We always get to choose more. We always get to choose a next level, a new meaning. So choose wisely what meaning you are making of your life. Step back and observe what meanings can be discarded right now, because meanings create attachments, and attachments aren't necessarily a bad thing. It's whether or not it is a healthy attachment, or whether it is an attachment from a place of lack. Does it empower you or disempower you? For you have always been a chooser, and it is simply a choice to be a beggar. And sometimes those who have chosen to be beggars chose that in order to awaken you, to see that as a gift for you, so that you will begin to choose and release meanings that no longer serve you, that are part of the past, that simply had wisdom, not for you to live your entire life with that meaning. And I'm being jingled and dangled a set of keys in front of me. I am wishing you to take the keys of your own car and begin driving it. And I'm hearing for somebody here, you've been driving a long time. Last quick message for somebody. I'm hearing you have had the keys for a long time and you have been driving and you've been hitting a lot of dead ends. Don't give up because you want to be heard. That's the song lyric playing for you. Keep driving. Stop and contemplate. There are many, many roads and opportunities up ahead. You just need to keep going. Whoever that message is for, please take it as it resonates. I know that you will see the path. I know that you will find the right key. I know that you will find all those roads and paths of opportunities that are divinely meant for you. What is yours will not go past you. Because you got to have faith, the faith, the faith. You got to have faith, the faith, the faith. Baby. That was the last and final message for somebody on here. Spirit wanted to sneak that in. I'm being told it's a very important, quick message for someone. Thank you for being here and being you. Thank you for choosing. Thank you for changing. Thank you for transforming. Thank you for staying the same for some of you. Just thank you for being who you are. As always, beautiful souls, I invite you to connect with me deeper and further if you feel called, whether it's through doing our 21-day online spiritual expansion, or whether it's doing a private session or reading, clearing perhaps for some of you. There are only 2 spaces left for readings before the end of 2024, and I believe there's only 2 or 3 spaces left for clearings. You can connect with me via my website. You will find those details in the video description box below. Until next time, beautiful souls.